is inanimate but can be manipulated by a god or gods. Either way, creation myths tend to explain the origin of the universe in terms of entities whose motives can be understood at least partly by human beings. There are many differences in creation myths around the world, but there are also some striking similarities. For one thing, their imagery often incorporates the idea of a supreme craftsman. The beauty of the natural world is thus represented as the handiwork of a skilled artisan, examples of which are found in all cultures. Another recurring image is the growth of order from chaos, mirroring the progressive organization of human society. Yet another parallel is the universe as a biological process. The most striking examples of this occur in myths that depict the cosmos as forming from an egg or seed. The Babylonian version of Genesis, the Enuma Elish, contains these elements. This myth dates from around 1450 BCE, but is probably based on much older Sumerian versions. In its account of the creation, the primordial state of disorder is identified with the sea. From the sea emerges a series of gods representing fundamental properties of the world, such as the sky, the horizon, and so on. Two of these deities, Marduk and Tiamat, fight, and Tiamat, the sea goddess, is killed. Marduk makes the earth from her body. China also furnishes interesting illustrations. One involves the giant Pan-gu. In this story, the cosmos began as a giant egg. The giant slept inside the egg for thousands of years before he awoke and broke free, shattering the egg in the process. Some parts of the egg, the lighter and purer bits, rose up to form the heavens, while the heavier impure parts formed the earth. Pan-gu held up the heavens with his hands while his feet rested on the earth. As the heavens drifted higher, the giant grew taller to keep them in contact with the earth. Eventually Pan-gu died, but his body parts were put to good use. His left eye became the sun, his right eye the moon. His sweat became the rain, his hair the plants of the earth, and his bones the rocks. There are as many creation legends as there have been cultures, and I have no space to give more examples here. Whether African, Asian, European, or American, it is striking how many formal similarities these myths display. The Greeks. Western science has its roots in Greece. The Greeks, of course, had their own gods and myths, many of them borrowed from neighboring cultures. But alongside these more traditional elements, they began to establish a system of principles for scientific enquiry. The identification of cause and effect, still an essential component of scientific theories, was down to the Greeks. They also realized that descriptions and explanations of observed phenomena could be phrased in mathematical or geometrical rather than anthropomorphic terms. Cosmology began to emerge as a recognizable scientific discipline within the overall framework of rational thought constructed by the Greeks, notably through Thales, 625 through 547 BCE, and Anaximander, 610 through 540 BCE. The word cosmology itself is derived from the Greek kosmos, meaning the world as an ordered system or whole. The emphasis is just as much on order as on wholeness, for in Greek the opposite of cosmos is chaos. The Pythagoreans of the 6th century BCE regarded numbers and geometry as the basis of all natural things. The advent of mathematical reasoning and the idea that one can learn about the physical world using logic and reason marked the beginning of the scientific era. Plato, 427 through 348 BCE, expounded a complete account of the creation of the universe, in which a divine demiurge creates, in the physical world, imperfect representations of the structures of pure being that exist only in the world of